Almost 1,500 people are in Olathe this morning biking to raise money for the people living with multiple sclerosis. 41 Action News reporter Jordan Betts is there with more.
Well, Bike MS has already kicked off here in Olathe, where riders can go up to 100 miles that they'll bike today. Jenna Neer joins us. 100 miles, that's quite a while.
Yeah, that's too far for me, for sure.
Same. Tell me a little what Bike MS is all about.
Sure, Bike MS is the largest fundraising cycling series in the world, raising money for programs, services, and research for people who are living with MS. And it's really an incredible event.
You have more than 1,200 bikers here. What does it mean for you for this to keep growing year after year?
I mean, it's so exciting. I have been so encouraged to see the number of Kansas City companies getting involved. It's just, you can see the community come out in force for this.
Yeah, for someone that was watching this going, I don't really know too much about MS, what would you want to tell them about this and the cause?
So MS is a disease of the central nervous system, and it looks so different for everybody. So everyone's symptoms look different, and it's very unpredictable.
If people want to get now involved with MS after saying this, but the bike ride's already begun, how can they do that?
Absolutely. If you visit mssociety.org, you can, nationalmssociety.org, you can find opportunities to get involved, to volunteer, participate in events, be an advocate, or just simply learn about MS. We really need people to raise awareness.
Super. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, Jenna. They're expected to raise more than $1 million just today. People are going to bike up to 100 miles, stay the night in Lawrence, and then come back tomorrow. Hopefully that rain stays away here from Kansas City. We'll send it back to you.
Or did you know there were creatures before dinosaurs? That's what you'll learn at the Museum of Prairie Fire. The new exhibit opens today features the creatures that walked on the earth before dinosaurs existed. The museum's executive director says she's excited to teach people about the time many don't know about.
We think about dinosaurs as the land before time, but this is the real land before time, with strange creatures that lived before the dinosaurs, and they're actually more closely related to us than the dinosaurs.
The exhibit runs through June 2020. Tickets to the museum are $10 for adults and $5 for kids. All right, things are starting to look spooky at Union Station. Take a look at the website here. It's called The Attic at Union Station. You can scroll down and see all kinds of, All right, it's called The Attic. An area is normally off limits to the public. It'll be featured in the haunted house. The ghost stories are inspired by real-life people that once roamed the halls of Union Station.
I know for a fact that there's stuff up here. I've heard disenchanted voices, I've heard footsteps, and people might say I'm crazy, but one time I actually seen a full-body apparition.
There's all kinds of story about the attic. The haunted house is open now until November 2nd. You can get a look at that attic yourself. Tickets are $25. Jeff, you go?
I would go, maybe. Not alone, but I would go. Very interesting, and the weather pattern very interesting. Right now, it is 79 in Dallas and 49 in Lincoln, Nebraska. We have a front that is stalled, a storm system along that front. That means more thunderstorms. We'll time it out and how much will fall on your yard or farm, coming up with the new data in just a few minutes.
Well, good morning, everybody. Football Friday night got off to an early start last night, with a lot of the games being played in the early afternoon due to the late storms, and that includes our Hy-Vee big game matchup. Pembroke Hill hosting Lincoln Prep on homecoming. First quarter, Mario Woods 37 yards on the TD run. Tigers with the early lead. The Raiders strike back. Quarterback Ennis McClinney keeps it himself, takes it all the way to the house. 95 yards for the score. That gets Pembroke Hill on the board. But Lincoln Prep, they came to play. Quarterback Howard Brown scores on the 23-yard TD. Lincoln Prep, they win 30-7. Blue Valley hosting Rockhurst. Things were defensive early on. Blue Valley, Sterling Smithson stuffs the runner behind the line. Then Smithson drags down the QB for the sack. Rockhurst, folks, they can play defense too. Stephen Burge got the pick. Then it's Burge with the forced fumble and recovery right here, as you'll see, for the Hawklets. Man, this game was certainly a physical one, but Blue Valley got the last laugh in the end. Jake Wolf finds Dorian Stevens. Watch this catch. Woo! 90 yards to the house. Blue Valley is a 21-14 winner. The Center cheerleaders shaking the pom-poms. Their team hosted Bolivar yesterday. Center had an early 6-0 lead, but Bolivar scored 28 unanswered points in the second quarter. Quarterback Hayden Burks finds Bladen Hancock on the long touchdown. The Yellow Jackets managed to stop the bleeding for a bit. It's quarterback Jesse Stills on the touchdown run. Nice play right there, but certainly not enough as Center falls yesterday 28-12. Tonganoxie at Bonner Springs after their short rain delay. Bonner Springs running back Bryce Crone runs it into the end zone, ties it at 21. Tonganoxie running back Cooper Cunningham responds with a touchdown of his own. Tonganoxie wins this one 40-21. Good for them. All right, that is your look at sports. Have a beautiful day.
7:44 now. Sporting bow ties is more than a fashion statement for one local man. Only on 41 Action News, reporter Ray Daniel introduces us to his booming business that helps benefit a good cause.
Drawing, sewing, and design. Jordan Williams is putting his pens, well, not to paper, but to fabric.
When I was in college, I always had a thing for style, and I was always wearing bow ties.
Creating these bow ties and tons of them.
When I got home, I decided to actually design bow ties.
At 21, he turned that passion into a business, Keep Cravat.
But it's about a man who's tying together his nobility, his handsomeness, his gentleness, his lovableness.
Now, 6 years later, he and his team continue to create stylish bow ties.
When people compliment you until you look good, and when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you do good.
These specific red ones combine fashion with compassion. They're benefiting families who rely on the Ronald McDonald House.
These ties are unique because they're going to help and support families across the metropolitan area.
From the color down to the design of fabric, Williams says it's all picked with a purpose.
This texture, to me, I see this as a symbolic piece of what they've been going through. So I feel like this texture and this pattern just kind of reflects like the experience that they have.
75 bow ties will be at the Ronald McDonald's Red Shoe Shindig Saturday evening, and proceeds will help families stay with their sick children.
People that wear these ties, and the story behind it is these little details in this pattern is a reflection of what these families are experiencing.
A conversation starter with a purpose in mind. In Kansas City, Ray Daniel, 41 Action News.
So the Red Shoe Shindig is tonight at 6 at Ronald McDonald's Longfellow House.
Thanks, Richard. Outside on our KB Complete Skyview Network, we have a low overcast outside. The Royals play at 1:15. They moved it from 6:15. Smart decision, and we'll have the reason why here in just a second, and Gary Lezak will be out there too for a special announcement. And today, completely different than yesterday. Yesterday, near 90, windy, hot and humid. Today is going to be in the 60s. Right now, it is 59 degrees with a north wind at 10 miles per hour. And last night, we had a cold front come through that generated all the big thunderstorms. This